7 out of 10 digital transformations fail. Organizations treat buying cloud services like rubbing a magic lamp, expecting instant, effortless results. The reality is, transformation is overwhelmingly a human problem. It's 10% technology and 90% people resisting new workflows, right up until an external wrecking ball forces the issue. To figure out exactly what is stalling your company's progress, we're going to build a personalized digital readiness audit. Grab a piece of paper and a pen. Without mapping this out locally, your company is likely just guessing, throwing expensive software at a deeply ingrained human problem. Start by drawing 6 separate boxes on your page. As we go through these foundational pillars of digital evolution, rate your own organization from 1 to 10 in each category. Pillar 1 is strategy and leadership. Ask yourself, do your executives model the change, and have you moved to agile funding instead of rigid 5-year budgets? Pillar 2 is customer experience. This graph tracks a typical customer's journey, showing severe dips in satisfaction during the comparison and negotiation phases. You need frictionless self-service channels to smooth these exact friction points out. Next, Pillar 3 is technology and data. You must prioritize clean data governance over legacy systems. Pillar 4 covers processes and operations. This requires AI-driven automation rather than manual, paper-based workflows. Box 5 is people, culture, and skills. Grade your team honestly. Does your workforce have the psychological safety to fail fast, learn, and adapt to new tools? Finally, Pillar 6 is governance and risk. Your infrastructure must have cybersecurity and ethical AI frameworks built in from day one, rather than bolted on later. These 6 pillars operate like load-bearing walls. A perfect 10 in technology cannot keep the roof up if you score a 2 in culture or governance. Now we need to check your scores for what we call digital lipstick. Handing an iPad to a slow waiter does not help the kitchen cook food any faster. It is just a cosmetic fix. Look at the pillars you scored the highest on. Critically examine those areas to see if you actually improved the core operations or if you just applied a shiny new interface over a broken system. There are clear red flags. Launching a sleek mobile app for loan applications, where the customer still has to provide a physical signature at the end, is digital lipstick. The same goes for an AI chatbot that ultimately routes users to a human phone queue. If you digitize a broken process, you only end up with a faster, more expensive broken process. True transformation alters the operational core. To measure readiness, look at the McKinsey Digital Quotient. It breaks organizational maturity into strategy, culture, organization, and capabilities. Focus specifically on your internal environment. Audit idea to production cycle times, the percentage of staff with digital skill gaps, and employee sentiment toward the leadership roadmap. This chart shows a common audit result. The organization has a highly rated strategy score of 85%, but their culture score drops down to just 45%. That specific gap, the distance between a company's strategic ambition and their cultural reality, is exactly where that 70% failure rate lives. Now write down this final mathematical formula to weigh your progress. Your readiness score equals your new digital capability divided by your legacy debt. That denominator, legacy debt, represents the invisible weights holding you back. This includes 20-year-old ERP systems, siloed databases requiring manual data entry, and deeply nested custom code that no one on staff knows how to fix. You cannot fly a jet if you're carrying 5 tons of lead. No amount of shiny new software capabilities will overcome the drag of massive, unaddressed technical debt. Take a look at the paper in front of you. You now have a localized audit exposing your weak pillars and highlighting where you've been relying on digital lipstick. Take this audit to your leadership team. Use it to halt funding for superficial apps and redirect that capital straight toward paying down technical debt and upskilling your workforce. History is clear. The dinosaurs failed to transform, and they became museum exhibits. If you fail to adapt your core operations, then you will be outpaced by faster, more adaptable competitors. If you cannot measure your digital maturity,